Yes. Du magst dich, soll ich mich auch benutzen? So, yes, hello. What a surprise that we start with A. Thanks for that. Yes, my name is Tobias Knecht. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Abusix, German-based company. We're out of Karlsruhe, which is a little bit south of Frankfurt, near Heidelberg, which is mostly better for Americans to understand that. So yeah, what are we doing? We are a network security company and data company. The first thing where we started is, sounds a little bit weird, but it is really like that. We trapped spam, so we tried to find as much spam on the internet as we could, which led us to about 120 to 150 million spam trap hits per day at the moment, which means we are receiving probably more spam than anybody in this room together. And we started to sell spam to security vendors to give them the chance to make their product better. So that was one of the first things how we bootstrapped the whole company and started to earn a little bit money. The big plan over the whole thing was not selling spam, because this is not really a business you want to be in for 4 years, or even not for 3 years at all. So the idea was that me and my team, we were working in internet service providers and in security for a long time. And we figured out that the internet security space is kind of a little bit strange, because the internet security companies tell us for 20 years that filtering and blocking is always the best thing we can do, but at the end, filtering and blocking is not anything else than just hiding dirt from the end customer, but it's not helping to solve the problem at all. So we thought about how can we solve this problem, how can we get into ISP networks, enterprise networks, find where the source of the bad traffic is, figure out what the problem is, and figure out what exactly we have to do to clean it up and make it go away. So that was pretty the start of the company called Abusix. And so we have a product out there which is used by European ISPs. We have some testing customers, tier 1 ISPs in Germany, big telcos. Software is also working for mobile. It's working for all kinds of enterprise companies. It's working for all kinds of ISP companies. It's even working for social networks. So it's kind of an automatic process and an automatic heuristic learning machine which learns where internet abuse occurs, how it occurs. The big thing over time will be to have a data bucket where we can put all kinds of information about user behavior from firewalls, security, machineries, whatever is coming onto the market, to put it together and make a learning out of that and give back the information to the security companies and to the security pieces so they can get better. Because at the moment it's kind of a spread thing. There's a firewall, there's an IDS, there's a spam filter, there's an antivirus product, but they don't talk to each other. So that's kind of the big vision. We are, as said, we have already traction a little bit in Europe. We have some testing customers here in the US. We're coming up with new products every once in a while, which is mostly data products where we find some kind of data. So for example, one of our newest products which is coming up is called LeakDB, which is a database, or which is at the moment the biggest database with leaked passwords out there. So if you think about LinkedIn had a leak, or Twitter, I don't know, Evernote, all these leaks we have. We are collecting these passwords, we're finding them in the dark corners of the internet, and putting them in a database, and we are offering it to companies to kind of proof of concept of their security. They can use the password hashes for trying to hack into their own environment, figure out which passwords are leaked, and so on. At the moment we have the database is about 8 billion passwords big, so we have 8 billion passwords in the database, which means there was at least 8 billion leaked data out there. And that's kind of the stuff what we're doing, trying to build an environment which is consisting out of data, about the intelligence, finding the really bad spots on the internet. And one thing what we are really doing at the moment as one of the only people is finding a resolution and helping to get the resolution done and figure out how we can solve it, how we can fix compromised pieces. So from a company perspective, you tell me when it's over. No? Yeah. So from a company perspective, yeah. So we are bootstrapped so far. We are at the moment in the process of flipping the company to the US, having the main company here or the mother company here in the US, having a German subsidiary which is doing research and development, which feels a little bit strange to talk about Germany as a low-cost or low-cost employment country, because in comparison to the Silicon Valley it is. So, yeah, and we're at the moment in a funding round. So we're hoping to get the funding round closed probably in the next 1.5 to 2 weeks, which is a 7-digit convertible note thing with a German VC. And there are German VCs out there. It's not a lot, but there are. And they're willing to give money to startups. And yeah, so that's more or less what Abusix is doing. What we're looking for at the moment is a little bit more expertise, a little bit more contacts, a little bit more people who are interested in the security space here. Kind of networking, and finding partners, finding the right people to talk to, finding people who can help us out, who can be kind of the experience we don't have on the US market. So maybe if somebody's willing to do a convertible note or is want to invest into our company, feel free to talk to me as well. Yeah, we will see. We're kind of open-minded and we're kind of open to what's going to happen. And we'll just look for, yeah, what happens, happens, and we go with the flow. That's it.
We have time for one question. Is there a question? Here we go.
How do you keep your data secure? You're a heaven for hackers. You're aggregating all the passwords in one place now.
Yeah, it's not, the thing is that we're not saving the passwords itself, so we don't have the clear passwords. What we are usually saving is password hashes. So in about 60 different hash types, and you can then compare hashes and hashes because you usually don't want to have the clear password. Of course, if you have password hashes like MD5 in your database, they can be redeveloped in a way. So the whole database we are having with this is completely internal. It's not accessible on the internet. There's a lot of security stuff in between. There's a lot of ACL stuff in between. And when we're selling the stuff to the companies, it's an on-premise installation for the company. And they're only getting kind of a data package from us with the updated passwords. So we're trying to do as much as possible to not get hacked. And on the other side, to be honest, the stuff we are seeing is already out there. So it's not that we're going to leak them and say, hey, give us everything you leaked. It's like, that's what's already out there, which is accessible for everybody here in the room. It's stuff where we are going on the internet and finding stuff hanging around, being able to be downloaded. So it's out there. Okay, we would be the kind of the sense of everything, but yeah.
Thanks, so.